All right. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Marketing Monday, where I, Robert Silver, help you to turn your passion into profits, okay? By sharing with you the latest digital marketing trends and also just some advice that I have learned through many mistakes I've made, okay? So this week we're going to be talking about the um the importance of knowing your worth, all right? So let's get into it.
Hi, Robert Silver here, and I have a question. Have you been struggling with attracting clients? What about ways to scale and grow your business? Or have you been conflicted with how to use the latest social media apps and trends to grow your audience and influence? Marketing Monday is about helping photographers and any other business really to increase their digital presence with little to no cost by leveraging social media and other creative tools available on the market, as well as keeping you updated on all the latest digital marketing trends happening today. Tune in with me every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel for strategies, techniques, tips, and advice on how to help build your brand online.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Um, as I said earlier, I'm Robert Silver, and thank you for another tuning in for another episode of Marketing Monday. And this week we're going to be talking about photographers. You need to know your worth. Okay, so with that said, having a clear focus on the value you bring to your customers will ensure that you charge enough for your services, make sure others won't take advantage of you, and you know what additional skills you should learn in order to grow your business. Because as you many of you know, my job is to help you turn your passion into profits, okay? I want to help you to avoid the trap of being a starving artist. Now, before we get into it, I want to share with you a few things. First, of course, smash that like and subscribe button, okay? Please do. If you get a chance, go ahead and follow me everywhere. Facebook, we got me on Robert Silver Photography, Instagram at Robert Silver Photography, and yes, I'm live right now on Twitch at Robert Silver Photography. Okay, on Twitter at Robert Silver Photog, but everywhere else is Robert Silver Photography. Okay, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Just press the subscribe button. Helps me out. Costs nothing. Okay, maybe an extra click of the finger. That's all it takes. And hit that bell icon if you're interested to get to get notifications of upcoming episodes, whether it be ones that I upload or when I go live. Okay. Now for Marketing Monday, I plan on going live um every Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time until something dramatically changes. That's just the plan I got going on. If you have any questions personally about your business and trying to figure out how to grow it, feel free to hit me up, okay, for marketing consultation on online marketing, digital content creation and development, and social media strategy planning. Okay, I can help you with all of those. And I'll be more than glad to. Okay, we can do a Zoom, we can do it in person. We could do it whichever way you like. All right. Um, last but not least, I just want to let you know I do have some photography workshops coming up. Okay, all you got to do to check that out is go on over. Let me see if I can go ahead and share my screen. There we go. Let's just share a window. Let's see what window we can share here. Okay, so we got boopity boopity boop. Okay, let's just go ahead and share entire screen. I think that'll work. We'll see how bad that ends up being. Oh, you know what? Let's not do that. I'm gonna show you. All you gotta do is present screen. Let's go to Chrome tab and let's just go to yeah. Let's take these folks out. Cool. So we're gonna go to uh Robert Silver. Boom, 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 bam. Awesome. So check this out. StreamYard. Add the stream. Boom. All right. So all you got to do is go to my website, robertsilverphotography.com. Okay, click on workshops, or you just come scroll down like that. You can see these are the two workshops I have coming up right now. And one is intro to studio lighting for portraits. Okay, it's a studio lighting portraits workshop, and a online workshop which is editing your portraits with Adobe Lightroom Classic CC. Okay, make sure it's the you have the Classic CC, the most updated version. Okay, because being able to shoot and create great lighting is half of it. The other half is post processing. It's the editing. Okay, nothing that you see on my Instagram or social media is not it's been edited. Okay, you know, I've processed it in some particular way, enhanced the contrast, etc., etc. Unless it's like with my phone, that I do some minor editing on the phone. Either way, the big deal about the editing portraits workshop is that I'm going to go with you step by step how I edit and process my photos using Adobe Lightroom. Okay, so if you're interested on how I edit, then this is going to be the perfect one. Okay, and then also studio lighting for portraits. So you just go hover on one of these and it'll take you to where you can find out more information about the workshop. So you see, this is studio lighting for portraits. It's a 4 hour hands on workshop. Okay. And we're going to not only go over some lighting techniques that I recommend using one, two, three light setups, but also working with a professional model. So you're going to get plenty of time to shoot these models with each of the lighting setups that I am going to show you. But also, these lighting setups are going to be what I believe is going to be great for you to develop a well rounded creative portfolio. Okay, and give you a good understanding on how to use a lot of gear that you will find inside of a professional studio. Yes, this will be at my studio. I only have 2 slots left for this workshop. Okay, so you definitely don't want to miss out. Here's the homepage for it for the workshop. Um, Here we go. So you definitely don't want to miss out. Only 2 spots left. That's that's for December 3rd for that one. And December 10th, excuse me, will be for the uh editing your portraits with Adobe Lightroom. Okay? You just click here for the more info, yada yada yada. Okay? So, anyway, that's enough for the commercial. Okay, if you have any questions, comments, you feel free to post them down below, or just send me a DM and whatnot. All right. So, but those two are available. I have about 2 to 3 planned already that I want to post for the start of 2023. So stay tuned for that. I'm gonna have an awesome one. It'll be a beauty photography workshop. That's gonna be amazing. Already got a phenomenal makeup artist. It's gonna go down. You definitely don't want to miss that one. It will be limited spaces available for that. Um, I have a fashion photography one. I'm gonna get a great stylist for that one. You don't want to miss that. I'll do another lighting for portraits, because that you gotta understand, and you can never like overstand or like too much understand the fundamentals of studio lighting. Okay, the basics are basics for a reason. All right. Anyway, so that is enough with that. As I said earlier, make sure you go ahead and smash all these good stuff for me, okay? Now, let's get into it. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, please post them. They will pop up during the live feed, and I'll be more than glad to answer them and share them with everyone else who is watching. Okay, I'm curious. Where are you watching from? Let me know. Post it down below. Okay, I'm nosy, and I'd love to know where you're watching from. All right. Um, let's get into it. First is why we're gonna go over two large segments, basically two big segments. Okay. First is why is it important to know your worth? Because maybe you don't even understand why that's so important. Maybe you just want to watch me rattle on for an hour, but I'm gonna tell you from a marketing perspective, it's highly important more than ever, for the simple reasons that there's a huge inflation in talent. There's competition of the wazoo, and AI is creeping up to take a lot of our work. Okay, there's software right now creating photos and images, and all you gotta plug in is keywords and phrases, and boom, bada bing, it produces an image. So you better know your worth and be able to know how to effectively communicate it. Okay, now let me give you a couple of reasons so that in case you don't understand why it's important for you to understand your worth. Okay, one, helps you to avoid wasting your time. Okay. First of all, if you understand, um, when you get to a particular point, or even as you're getting to a particular point in your career, okay, a certain status, a certain level of professionalism, then you know certain gigs are not for you. And it's okay to say no to gigs. It really is. I have no problem passing them on to somebody else I feel is better at that, or that this gig is just, quite frankly, beneath me, a waste of my time. Okay. Um, of course, when you are saying no to that gig, you do it in the most professional way, right? We're not going to be like, sit there with your pinky up and your nose up at an opportunity someone's asking you to be a part of. Okay. Because I am big on being a part of opportunities, even if they're not paying, as long as it's beneficial for you in other particular ways. Okay. If it's going to be a great networking opportunity, an actual networking opportunity with people or potential clients that are in line with your genre and style of photography, then I don't see why not. If you're free and you feel like doing it, it's not going to cost you a lot. But there are certain gigs that just, quite frankly, are just not in line with my mission, not in line with my brand, nor am I really 100% really into. So why do I do it? One thing is, I don't do babies and infants. No offense. Okay, babies are beautiful. They're great. Better than most adults. But I'm just not into the whole baby infant photography thing. It's just not my thing. Now, once your baby hits about 10 to 12, 13 years old, then boom, bada bing, I'm your guy. I don't, and some people are really, really, really good at it. I have no problem passing that over and referring someone else. I've gained respect, or at least I hope I have, through clients that I have said, no, this is not the kind of work I'm into, but I know some people who would be great at it. Let me give you one or two names that I think would be phenomenal for you. And I'm sure they go off and be appreciative of it, but at least, and hopefully the photographers appreciate that I sent them over their way. But, um, um, at the same time, it's like, oh, I'm not tripping that I may have left a few $100s on the table because I didn't take that gig. I don't feel like I need to, because I've worked so hard in the style that I do that I know the work is coming. It will come. I budget myself where I'm not chasing after every nickel and dime because I understand my worth. I'm not going to be leaving my house unless it's for a gig and an opportunity that truly benefits my brand and the years of experience I've been working at this. So you can't, jumping at every little gig just makes you a tired person. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Here's there's a reason why, like, on the battlefield, not everyone is a sniper, but a sniper is very important. It's very valuable. It's a valuable player the on the board of battle, right, on the battle board. Takes many years of training and practice, a lot of money to train that individual, right? It's a very specific skill, very professionalized skill to obtain to be a well trained sniper, right? Now, that person is not easily replaceable. Okay, even though there's a lot of warriors on the battlefield, you can't easily replace a sniper, a well trained marksman. Now, grunt or somebody out in the front, okay, lot easier to train, takes less time, less money, less knowledge, okay, less skill set. Not saying that they're not not valuable. Every human is, but compared to a well-trained sniper who went to school, practice, etc., overperformed or outperformed other people to become the person that they are in that skill set, they're just way easily replaceable. I want you to be the sniper in terms of photography, less replaceable, higher value, more skilled. That means you can't take every shot. A rifleman might just let it go. Sniper has to breathe, take the time, think, be a lot more planned with it. I want you to have that mindset when it comes to your photography. That means taking every damn gig just because it's opportunity could be a complete waste of time. If you have 5 gigs in one day and they're all $200, you just wasted your day. I'd rather get 1 gig, $600, 750. Let's just say I'm just throwing numbers out there, and then I have time to market myself to get another strong gig and another strong gig. I'm not gonna spread myself so damn thin, okay? Realizing I'm just paddling my feet in the water, and my board's not going anywhere really anytime fast. It may look like it. You may fool some people on Instagram that you're doing all this work, but at the end of the day, you did 5 gigs to earn what I might do in one. So I'm just trying to help you to work smarter, not harder. And that means understanding your worth helps you to avoid you wasting your time. Okay? You know, professionals get paid more. Specialists get paid more. Okay? That's a fact. That's why people feel more comfortable when they hear you have 10, 15, 20 years holding this camera, making things happen. They know you're a professional. You're the guy. My pipes are leaking. I know you got this. I'll go do something else. You got this. Whatever you say, yes, sir. Okay. First day in the job, and your forehead's uh, uh, got sweat all over it and everything. You're perspirating and whatnot. You know the client's gonna get really nervous real quick. You're not communicating value because you don't understand your value, and that takes time. That's why I'm trying to instill this in you in this episode today. First is it'll help you to avoid wasting your time. Okay, busy does not mean productive. All right, write that down, put it on a t-shirt, bumper sticker it, etc. Okay, busy does not mean productive. Okay, now let's get to number two. All right, and like I said, if you got any questions, comments, if you like what I'm saying, yo, put a comment down below, or at least smash that like button for me, please. Smash the like button. Okay. All right, number two, and reasons why you need to understand your worth as a photographer. Okay, because you want to be able to charge the value you deserve. That's a simple that I mean, come on, let's be honest. Understanding your worth helps you understand how to charge the value you deserve. Okay? Now, charging what you want is great. I like to have the mindset of what I deserve, cuz I could look at the years I've been shooting. I could look at all the mistakes and the valuable lessons I've made. I could look at all the clients I've made happy and the clients I perhaps came up short. Okay, I have all these years of experience at helping other photographers get theirs and motivating them, inspiring them through my actions and as well as through advice. And I practice what I preach. I'm in the trenches with all of you. I'm not sitting in an ivory tower. I'm still out there networking. I'm still showing up to shows for free just to be a part, for the culture and helping other people out and sharing photos. I still do TFP. Now I take all of that and I say, you know what? With all this knowledge, with all this experience, I know what I deserve. Now, what you feel you deserve also has to be realistic compared to what the market will bear. If you're charging $1,000 an hour and you live in let's say Montana, you better be damn good. Okay, you better be damn good, and you probably are catering to the elite 1%. Okay, which I mean, if you could get it, I say get it. I'm more happy. I'm happy for you, but the average photographers is not going to get that, and that's okay. That's why I said, you know, first of all, know your worth so that you could charge what you deserve, but also be realistic of what your particular market will bear and allow you to charge. I know what I charge here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I may not be able to charge in Nashville. That's just the reality. You know, the different cost of living, etc. Median income and disposable income is completely different in the two markets. You just have to do your research. Okay. Photography, for it to be a business, you need to act like it's a business. You need to do your market research, your R&D. That's why I talked about having a marketing strategy. I talked about that in previous episodes. Go ahead and check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. Click on a playlist, click on Marketing Mondays, start watching all the previous episodes. But again, especially the episode about, are you charging enough? Okay, photographers, are you charging enough? I go through how to properly charge. At least I think I shared two strategies on how to come up with ways to charge your clients the right price so that you walk away with a profit and you cover your expenses, because that's ultimately what I'm hoping you're trying to do here. Anyway, back to charging the value you deserve. Okay, that is going to help you to get the confidence to understand your value and to communicate that value to said customer, potential customer. I have I have recently hear a quote. I said, okay. I have a baseline. That what I deserve is my baseline. And then depending on the customer and the client, you readjust accordingly. Oh, this might take a little more work. You might charge a little extra because of the legwork you feel might be included. But understanding what you deserve gives you that baseline. Like, I cannot. This is where I can't budge. I can't budge at this price point for X service. Okay. Again, a lot of it's going to come through experience. A lot of it has come through mistakes. A lot of it is, I mean, I've undersold myself. Countless times where I'm like, damn, why did I do that? I can't do that again. Um, and me, the way I'm set up is that I heavily rely on my photography income. Now, I am a social media marketing manager uh, by day, okay, but I also rely heavily on my photography income. Excuse me. So, with that said, if I don't bring in the money, there ain't no honey. So, making mistakes of undervaluing myself and getting paid for that undervalued price stings. Okay. Because with photography, like any other freelance business, you don't know when the income's coming. It's not coming guaranteed tomorrow or the next week, etc. One month for me was absolutely outstanding. The next month was as dry as a desert. And then the next month start picking back up. Is just the way it is. Okay. But again, understanding that being able to charge the value you deserve, or at least knowing the value you deserve, gives you that baseline where you're like, okay, I cannot budge here. Okay. That's why I always say, when you get to a certain get to that, let's say your break even point, which I talk about in my charging, are you charging enough episode of Marketing Monday, and then you put, let's say, 40-50% on top of that, then that gives you some latitude to negotiate, right? If you need to give them 10% or 5% or something, you're still making you're still walking away with the profit margin that you really wanted, but you just have some cushion to play with in order to lock in that client to sweeten the deal. Okay. Um, because sometimes that actually pays in dividends, right? The client may come back, etc. They like it that you're not too hard headed. in some cases. Okay, that's only happened a couple of times, but I'm glad that I charge the way I charge, or I create the prices that I do, so it gives me that latitude if need be. Okay. Anyway, so that's the second thing. Charge so that you charge the value you deserve, and being able to and confidently being able to communicate that. All right. Woo! All right, real quick, let me just make sure. Okay, we're good. Awesome. Now let's get to number three. I see some followers. Thank you everybody who's watching. But please feel free. Post a comment. Let me know. Okay? Even if it's just a statement. What do you think on ways that others should be able to why they should be able to understand their worth? Okay? Because if you feel like you know what you value and how you able to communicate it, how about you share that, and I'll be glad to share it with everybody else. If you have any questions or comments on how you should be able to confidently communicate your worth, okay, or how to a habit to implement it, post that comment, because you know what? I'll be glad to share how I do it. Anyway, number three, okay? Third reason why it's important for you to know your worth. It communicates professionalism, okay? It just does. People like doing business with confident people, okay? Especially when it comes to photography, because art is very like subjective, and they want to know that you got this, because they don't. Okay, they don't know the lights. They just know what they just see the result, and they say, "Can you do that for me?" They want to look at you confidently when you say, "Yes, I can," and be like, "Okay, I believe them. They can." Okay, so knowing your worth and sticking to your guns in that sense is going to, which I'll talk about in a second, is going to be able to affect communicate professionalism. When I say, "Oh, how much?" Excuse me. If a client says, "Oh, how much do you charge an hour for a portrait session?" and you could quickly just boom give it to them, that lets them know confident that's how much I am. That is it. That is it. And it goes and it starts from there. Oh, my rates start at bloop. That lets them know not only have you said that a few times, that you're confident in your rates and that you deserve the rate you're saying. You feel that confident that, yeah, this is my rate. This is what it is. Take it or leave it. And I've had many of times where they have left it. I've had plenty of people who inbox me, "Can you email me your rates?" Da, 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 da. And then, hey, thank you very much. And they, maybe it's out of their price range. Okay, they appreciate the time of sending it to them and communicating with them, and they perhaps couldn't take the next step in booking a session. I do not take it offensively at all. I get it. Trust me. Okay, but they at least feel um, that they've dealt with a professional. It's like, okay, you know what? He's a professional. Clearly, he deserves the price and the rate that he's putting out there. His work says it. His level of confidence in his communication says it. The way he commu- communicates with me professionally, meaning um, not letting an email sit around for 2 or 3 days, um, having nice templates when I'm sending out invoices, etc., having a PDF of all my prices and packages professionally and nicely put together, ready to be sent out. If I say I'm going to send it this evening, send it to them. All these ways of communicating professionalism in my through my conduct helps them understand that, hey, okay, he's a professional. I can't afford him, but you know what? He was a person of his word, and one day, hopefully, we could, come circle back around and we work together. I leave that door open, obviously, by not treating them less than just because they can't afford me, but at the same time, communicating, this is my value, this is what I'm worth, and this is what I need for us to move forward. Okay. One thing about me is that I have numerous ways in which you can um try to purchase my plan. Like I could work with you, we could figure something out. I'm human, I get it, but at the same time, you just got this sets a bar. Okay, when you communicate your professionalism, you're able to charge and showcase or display the value you feel you deserve All this creates a benchmark, if you will. Excuse me, not a benchmark. Um, oh yeah, maybe it is a benchmark. Either way, it creates a line where in which like, okay, this is where I have to meet him at. This is where he's at or she's at, and then we can work from there. Okay, it gives him a baseline. Excuse me. Okay, but you're being able to communicate professionally is going to help reinforce everything I just said. It's going to help reinforce people avoiding people wasting your damn time, and also for you to be able to charge the value you deserve. Okay, this is the icing on the cake. This is what wraps it up. Okay, the communicating this is what it all does. It communicates professionalism to that potential client, whether they book you or they don't. That's just a fact. All right. That's why that's really important. Remember, if you want to be a photographer now, you need to be multifaceted, right? Go check out Marketing Monday playlist and what I talked about in photography alone will no longer cut it. Go watch that video. You have to be multi-talented, okay, multifaceted, right? If I'm using that word correct. Um, and you gotta deliver more than what you're promised, whether it be fast deliver that project faster or adding a little bit more spice that you didn't quite pay for, that they didn't quite pay for, etc. You got to do a little bit more. All this all this communicates your value and your professionalism, which increases your value, quite honestly. All right? It really does. Oh, anyway, that so right now those are the three reasons why it's important for you to understand your worth. Now, before we get into a couple of habits I want to share with you, okay, to reinstill and to showcase your worth, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Here we go. Okay. Like I said earlier, if you just tuning in, I got a couple of workshops coming up. Oh, let me go ahead and turn the dang banner off. There we go. Got a couple of workshops coming up. All right. First one is uh studio lighting for portraits workshop. You go ahead, check that out. All you got to do is click you can go to robertsilverphotography.com for that one. And actually for both of them, actually it's right there on robertsilverphotography.com. It's right on the homepage, or you click the tab that says workshops. It'll take you right to it. Okay, I only have 2 spots left on this one. Okay, you don't want to miss it. 2 spots left. That's it for this 4-hour in-person studio lighting for portraits workshop. The next workshop I have is editing portraits with Adobe Lightroom. I'll be going over step by step on how I personally edit my portraits. So if you enjoy the work that I create at robertsilverphotography.com or on any of my social media, especially Instagram, if you like the way I get down and you're curious on how I do it, well, that's what that workshop is all about. We're going to be talking about editing portraits specifically using Adobe Lightroom without ever having to go into Photoshop. Because believe it or not, Adobe Lightroom is getting stronger and stronger and smarter every new version. I'm actually getting very impressed, especially with the latest update. The AI is incredible. The masking tools are incredible. It's really, really incredible, quite honestly. If you don't have a photographer package through Adobe Creative Cloud, which gives you Photoshop and Lightroom for only $9 a month, you're truly missing out. It's very powerful and user friendly interface. Okay. The best part about Adobe Lightroom is that it's a non-destructive editing. Okay, so you're never editing and ruining or doing anything with your actual raw file. It's all a digital JPEG snapshot. So therefore, you can go ham, go crazy, go do whatever, try it out, figure this, figure that, and then press reset and start all over, and you never touched your raw file. Anyway, like I said, for that'll be all online December 10th. Okay, make sure you have the latest version of Adobe Lightroom Classic CC. And all you got to do, folks, all right, is head on over. Whoops. There we go. Head on over to my let's just go to Robert Silver Photography, excuse me. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. You go to robertsilverphotography.com right here. Okay. You click on workshops or just scroll down a little bit and you click on whichever one. They all have links embedded into the images. Okay. And as you can see, it takes you right here. Edit your portraits uh, with Adobe Lightroom. Here's my workshop page. If you click on workshops, sign my mailing list, etc., etc. And like I said, the studio lighting for portraits, I only have two more spaces left. But don't you worry, because um, for the first quarter of 2023, I already have 2 to 3 workshops planned. I will be planning one workshop, a physical in-person portrait, a studio lighting for portrait workshop in the LA area. So I think it'll be in downtown at Studio FD Photo Studio. So I'm still working out the particulars for that, but I'll be coming to LA. Um, if you have any interest of any other kind of photography workshops, feel free to DM me. But as I said, the one on December 3rd is limited because now it's really limited. I only got 2 more spaces left. So you better get it while you can. Okay. All right. Anyway, let's get back into it. Doop, 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 doop. Okay. We talked about the reasons why it's important to know your worth. Now let's talk about some habits. Okay. Um, I forgot there was a great saying about habits. Damn, I'm trying to remember who said it. I think it was Les Brown or somebody. Oh no, it was Tony Robbins. Damn, I'm trying to remember. It was a good one. Anyway, but habits are important. Okay, they turn into routines. They habits become your culture. Okay, I've noticed when it comes to winners, they all follow a common. There's like a common theme, a common thread, a common code of conduct. I guess they just all do. There's something similar about all of what they do. They express it differently. One might be in finance, one might be in real estate, one might be in music, etc. But they all have like there's a commonness on where they approach their craft, right? It could be in tech, whatever, and they're habitual about how they approach their day-to-day activities. As many of you know, or at least even if you don't, I'm going to let you know now, I'm a very disciplined person. I wake up every day at 5 o'clock, Sundays too, doesn't matter. And if I have nothing to do that early morning, I'm at the gym. Okay. And sometimes a little bit too disciplined to the point where I need to know how to rest. Okay. And that's not a good thing. All right. The other day, I damn near, I just, was getting anxiety. But you gotta learn. I'm learning how to have that balance between freaking drive, right? Endless drive and relaxation. You gotta have the balance. So that's one thing I'm working on myself is trying to have the balance between the two. But with that said, discipline. Winners of discipline. What helps them become disciplined, or at least how you can see their discipline, is their habits. You can see their habits. Winners have specific habits that, um, without a doubt, never fail them. And a lot of times don't fail all the winners. If you implement it, one is like, okay, um, knowing when to relax, um, focus is a great one. Planning. That's why I always talk about creating a marketing strategy, creating a plan. Okay. Know what you're working toward. That's what the plan is all about and how to get there. That's what the marketing plan is. And also, a marketing plan helps you to communicate that to someone else who's not a part of your business. Okay. And maybe you're trying to convince them to be a part of it. But without that, you're not going to be able to effectively communicate and convince them to be a part of it. So we're going to talk about a couple of habits. Now, these aren't all the habits. These are just a couple to get the gears rolling, to get the juices flowing, to help you to implement ways in which for you to understand your worth. Okay? And like any skill, it takes time, takes practice, it takes mistakes. Okay? So don't be so hard on yourself. As I said, literally 2 days ago. I was like, man, I quite honestly, I think I was just going through an anxiety attack or something in a minor way, but I knew I just felt so overwhelmed and pulled in all sorts of directions, and I realized I was doing it to myself, and because I love being focused and driven, but that also puts me in a position where I purposely leave myself accessible to people, and therefore they're pulling me. They want this, they want that, and then I, get burnt out. Okay, so that's one habit I'm trying to implement. Um, is that know when to say no and allow yourself some space away from your work, away from your clients. Okay, that's one way to show you. That's I didn't even have that written down, but you know what? That's one right there. Okay, know when to say no. But I kind of touched on that earlier with helping to avoid wasting your time. But yeah, that's a good habit. Know when to say no. But let's get into number one. All right, here we go. Speak in confidence. Okay, put some bass in that voice. This is what I need. Period. Don't like, well, maybe I can do how does this sound? Because whatever you say after that, it's not gonna sound good to them. And you already showed a chink in your armor. Okay? They said, oh, you want $1,000? Well, you know what? I have 800. Because you're saying, how does that sound? Why are you asking them? Why are you? Because that asking is allowing them. It's a tell, right there. It's a tell. You're telling me, you're hoping you could get 1,000, but clearly you left the door open. My foot's going right through and say, screw that. I'm gonna give you 800. How's that? So it almost comes off slightly as like you're praying, you're begging, you're hoping they don't see the weakness in your voice and your lack of confidence of yourself. And then they're going to come and crush and destroy. If they're a good negotiator, if they're halfway decent at negotiating, they will come in, crush you, destroy you, and now they got you for $200. I'm using that number as an example. So you lost 20% just because you didn't have any damn confidence. What did I say earlier? You want to be able to, first of all, knowing your worth communicates professionals. They're all of a sudden now they realize they're dealing with a professional. Now you're on even playing field. This is what I'm worth. Because people pay for what they want. I'm telling you. That's why broke ass people have $300 shoes. That's what they value. That's what they want. They go and get it. They don't. I don't know how. I don't know how they get the money. It's not my business. But the point is, people buy what they want. They seem to find the money. Okay, I'm not rich, but I seem to find a way. I create a way for me to get that lens I wanted. Okay, that is human nature. That is so. It is basic human behavior. Just pull yourself back. You know, people watch for a second. That is what they do. They find a way, whether they have the money and try to justify spending it, or they don't have the money and they figure out all sorts of creative ways to get the money in order to buy X. Therefore, if I see that people have the capacity to be able to do that for every other endeavor in their life, whether it be a vacation, a car, some sneakers, whatever, hair, okay, partying, Vegas trips, then there is no reason in hell that I'm going to lower my value when I know they can go get their money. If they really want my service and the level of quality I deliver, there's no reason. No reason. McDonald's understands their worth. They say 99 cents. They didn't say 98, 97, 95. Hell, it's 99 plus tax. Next. That's it. So if you can't be as confident when you talk about your prices as McDonald's can about their 99-cent value meal list, well, I don't know what to say You start with you go back to Marketing Monday playlist on my YouTube channel and start at episode 1. Okay? Where I talk about why I started this segment of my channel. Again, this message is for those creatives who want to turn their passion into profits, who are trying to create, if not a full-time, but at least a good, consistent, reliable side job through their passion. This message is for you. You need to be able to speak in confidence. When you say I need $5 for X, it's not 4.5, 4.75, or anything else. I need 5. And if they can't do 5, it's up to you at your discretion. You're in control. You're the one holding the cards to whether you give them a discount or not. Okay, let me see what I can do for you. You know what? Okay, I'm human. Let's do this. This is what I can do for you. And I'm telling you, because of your level of being able to verbally communicate your professionalism and your confidence is being felt, and then you do give them a break of 10, 15, 20% or whatever it is you feel like giving them, they really what's being communicated is that you're doing them a favor. You're doing them a favor. But if you're like, well, how does 1,000 sound? Oh shit! Now they're doing you a favor by giving you 800 on 1,000 that you wanted. See, now the roles have changed. Power of negotiate. You got to understand how to negotiate. That's why I say every artist needs to understand that this is a business. Photography, business. Music, business. Art is a business if you want to sell it. Fashion design is a business. That's why it's Fashion Institute. What is it? Fashion Institute Design and Marketing. Shout out to Fitum, right? You got to know how to sell this stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to be a starving artist. And in America, this is an ugly place to be, starving as an artist. I'll tell you that right now. You need to know how to sell your service and product. And that starts with understanding your worth. And that's why this episode's so important. Okay? So you need to speak in confidence. Okay? With that said, looks like we have a comment. Let's go ahead and see who chimed in right here. Let me turn off this banner. Boom, bada bing. Now let's get to these comments. Awesome. Pi, I'm sure I may have said your name wrong. I do apologize. That's true. Scheming how to get that 24 to 70 millimeter lens. Yes, yes, absolutely, dude. I'm so there. I just recently bought for my Nikon Z9 the Z 105 millimeter f 2.8 macro lens. Fantastic lens. I'm actually thoroughly impressed for the cost that it is. It's like $1,000. I think it's $899 or whatever it is. Yeah, $899 plus tax. Worth every penny. Okay. 2 days before I got it, I was like, gosh, I need a lens. I said, man, I need to replace this. I said, I need this focal length serves my purpose. I like having a macro lens. So when I shoot beauty photography, I could get in really close and fill the frame. I like that really close detail shots of the beauty photography I do, but also it's a great portrait lens for in studio or out in the streets. And the Z version is super freaking light. But guess what? In about a day or two, I just had to sit and think about what are my options? How do I do it? Da-da-da. And Fandango, lo and behold, I had the new lens. Okay. I traded in 2 old lenses, and after I traded in 2 old lenses that I had, 2 valuable ones, all I had to pay was like $22. Okay, that was with tax and everything out the door. $22. So either way, like I said, and just like what Pi's saying is, if there's a will, there's a way. Okay, photographers, you know what time it is. We're always scheming to get that next lens, that next camera body, that next whatever. All right. So why would it benefit you to lower your worth by saying, no, trust me, they will pay for it. They will. I'll put my name on it. They will pay for it. They will find money. And if not, then the next one will. And you have to be okay with that. You're not taking an L by not accepting that client or declining their offer if they can't afford to pay at least whatever value you feel is worth for that project. It's okay. The L is taking a project at a loss just so that you're afraid to say no. That's the L. Okay, that's a serious L. That's why I said don't work yourself thin and try to get 5 clients in one day to earn $1,000. I personally say work one client and get 750 for the day. Work smarter, not harder. Shoot, that one client for 750 might be only 2 hours of work, but you're working 5 hours, $200 a pop to get the thousand. Well, that's a lot of. Gee, no. Now I used to do that. I used to do that when I wasn't professional. I was not confident. I didn't have my shit together. I was doing $100 headshots when I first started, like 8, 9 years ago. Okay, I was praying, but guess what? $100 a pop. I need a whole lot of headshots that month. That's crazy. Okay, work smarter, not harder. Okay, so one habit is speak in confidence. All right, next one. Another good habit is stick to your guns. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't know why. I've seen this happen a lot. I've heard stories. Give a price, stick to it. That's why I said speak in confidence. This is my rate. Done. Take it or leave it. Okay? Um, if you go to bet at Vegas, you either win or you lose. You don't sort of win and you don't sort of lose. They don't give a damn. It's either you won or you lost. Next. Do you want to play the next hand? It needs to be just like that, because in every other arena, it's just like that. If I want to reach a certain amount of accounts on Instagram and I want to boost it, I want to advertise something, right? I either have to pay what they're asking, or don't be able to have the potential reach in that post boost. That is just the way it is. If I want a Lexus, this is the price range. Pay it or you don't. Otherwise, knock yourself down to a Toyota. Okay? That is just the way it is. So why is it that we feel, I think because we're artists first, right? We're artists first, and then all of a sudden all the sentimental crap comes into play, and the emotional this, that, and the third, and we feel a little bad, and we don't want to say no and hurt their feelings. Screw that. They'll respect you more. As I said just before, the L is taking a project that's not not make excuse me, that's not on the level of what you know is what you're worth. Okay, that's the L. Undervaluing yourself, undercutting your own prices. Because if you watch my video on are you charging enough, then you already know what your profit margin is. You know your break even point and all this other stuff. So if you're dipping below that, and you're not even taking a profit, and then you're dipping, especially if you're dipping underneath your break even point, that's the L. Just so that you can save face with this person. No offense to clients out there, but the proof that you're going to hire me for the next gig is when you hire me for the next gig. Um, the clients I have that have been repeat have paid the same price. One of the benefits of my repeat recurring clients that come back to me is that first, I never raised the rate. Even if I raised it once or twice since I last saw them, I don't raise it for them. It's the same rate they got. I appreciate them coming back, etc. If it's super major, that's different. But like in general, if I raised it 10, 15%, I still charge them the same. I help them out. I can, you can work with your repeat clients, and you should. But in general, stick to your guns, because what that also does is helps to elevate the value of the market, meaning other photographers. You're actually helping other photographers by sticking to your guns. This is what I need. I need $100, so that they know if they even try to cost cut you and go to the next photographer, they should expect the same hard charging price slapping on a table photographer. Oh God, he said $200. Okay, boom. What is it? I need $100. I need 100. Well, gosh, I guess it's around $150. Okay, now which one do I need? Otherwise, um, if we all are, well, maybe I could do this. You know what? If you come back, I'll do it for $50, and maybe this and that. You just cut your. No one could respect you. No one could respect you. Now you're just almost coming off as a chump, really, because you can't even stand up to yourself when it comes to how much you want and how much your service is valued. Now you're almost like a flea market, and that doesn't help the community of other photographers. It certainly doesn't help you in the long run, right? Because even if you take that client, now they feel they could always press against you on whatever number you give them. Even if you try to increase it next time, they're still gonna chip at the edges. You give them an inch, they take a mile, and that goes for anybody. That's why you need to stick to your guns. This is the rate. Take it or leave it. I'm sorry. And that's what's going to lead us to the next thing, the next habit. This is one way to help communicate and to know your worth. At least to remind you. That is, have a price list prepared. Oh my God, has that helped me so many times? Why? It does the arguing for you. Having what I do is I go to Word doc. I have my price list made up. Then I export a PDF. First of all, it communicates professionalism. Remember, I talked about that. Okay. The way you communicate back and forth with your clients in terms of expeditious responses to the emails, um, um, accessibility, meaning here's my cell phone, here's this, you call me anytime, text me anytime, doesn't matter. Okay. And then having a well prepared price list. Doesn't need to be on your website, but you should have a PDF ready to rock and roll. Says to them, you didn't just come up with a number, that these numbers have a value. You put thought into that. This is the value. This is why I need this. This is it. Done deal. It helps you stick to your guns. Also, when you send that email, say, oh, great, you need some, okay, headshots. Here's my price list. Let me know which package. Here are my terms. I'll be waiting for your response. That's it. It does all the talking for you, the negotiating, the arguing, the bickering, the pricing. The price list does it all without you having to do it. So if you feel a little intimidated with negotiating or any confrontation, because that's what negotiating is all about. It's about, you're confronting, they want one thing, I want another, and we have to somehow meet in the middle. If you're someone who tries to avoid those sort of things, then you should for sure have a well thought out price list ready to rock and roll PDF format. Okay? Send that to them, and then as you're at home enjoying your evening, etc., waiting for their response, when they're going over that PDF, it's telling them what the prices are there, and because it's in PDF, it's already in a printed out format, digital format in the PDF. It's helping you stick to your guns. It's helping you speak in confidence because it has X amount for X service, and here are the details. That's it. All that leads to increasing the perceived value of your service. Okay, subconsciously in the potential customer's mind. I want to help you get to the point where the only issue is whether they can afford you. That is it. If you can get to the point where the only problem is, can we afford you? And I guess the other one is, are you available? But most importantly is, can we afford you? Because most people who could afford you will work with your availability, quite honestly, because they want you. Okay, not Monday. Okay, how's Wednesday? How's Wednesday? Can we do Wednesday? Boom. Okay. Most roadblock is, can they afford me? They go to my website. They can see how I communicate. They see how I maneuver in the community, my network, etc. A lot of that is not the issue. A lot of it is, can they afford it? Okay. That's why I want to help you get to that point. Then you're playing a powerful position, not only in your within your own brand, but also in the marketplace. Okay, this is one simple, but yet it is unbelievable how many times I know people just don't have it, and it's free to create. That's why all the videos I've done prior to this is going to help you come up with an effective pricing strategy. Okay, that's why that video, "Are you charging enough?" is so important, because I help you come up with two pricing strategies to create to understand how to charge for your services. It's different for all of us because we all have different expenses. We're living in different areas of the country, etc., and we all want different things. But these are pricing strategies you could personally implement yourself. Go ahead and check it out on my YouTube channel. Um, but yes, having that price list. Me personally, I do not put it on my website because the economy is extremely fluid. I don't want it to keep updating it. And depending on the situation, it may fluctuate, right? Every customer, not every customer's needs is exactly A, B, and C, right? Not every package fits cookie cutter. Today, I had to customize a package specifically for a repeat customer. This is the third time hiring me. It was for something kind of it was very custom. It was very custom for him. But being that we've dealt with each other, I knew, I understood what the time value that we normally exchange. I get paid for from him, and he pays. So I kind of based it off that, as well as that he's a repeat customer, and how intense is this project. And we obviously, I gave him a rate. He paid it within minutes. And again, delivering high professional communication and service. Okay. He's a repeat. He understands the value that I'm going to give him. He knows what I'm going to get. Uh, I know how to obviously deal with this customer. It's a very great, good customer. And from the scope of the project that he detailed, I feel like, okay, this is what I'm got, and this is what I need. And he paid it very fast. It was pretty awesome. But the point is that um, I still, as soon as he told me the description of the needs of the service he for his project that he needs, I quickly came out with a price. Boom. Okay, I need this plus this. Cool. And then I just left it at that. I didn't say how about, can this work? Um, is this too much? Do not leave an inch open for them to break you down. Because not all customers, but I'm sure there's a few that's like, you should be glad I'm giving you money, Mr. or Mrs. Broke ass artist. No, I'm a professional, just like a plumber is a professional. This is a trade. Take this serious as a trade. Like any other union, good job out there, electrician, carpentry, this is a trade for me too. Once you hit 10 years, okay, I expect some serious professionalism, work ethic. Uh, you should be producing some great images, or at least damn near on the way, clearly. You should have your own voice as a photographer, like 10-year mark. It's just like carpentry. Once you reach journeyman, etc., like you should definitely know what the fuck time it is, right? And this is a trade too. Not There was a time where not everybody was a photographer, believe it or not. Not everybody had access to be able to snap a photo or take a picture, etc. Okay? Shout out to iPhones. That's what made it happen. But having everybody's access to be able to create photos also devalued the few of us that are really trying to make this into a profession. That's why I said at the beginning, the market is highly inflated with photographers. So it's more important now than ever that you not only understand your worth, how to communicate your worth, okay, but a part of that communicating is also how you display your work and communicate your prices. That's why I say having this price list is so important. It says so much. You put thought into it. It says, this is where I won't budge. Okay. I need $100. That's what the price is. Oh, how much is it for when I? It says it right there. Have you read it? Also, what I put on my price list is um, the terms and conditions of hiring me. Here's a late fee. Make sure you get that late fee now. You got to clearly communicate that. That also says professionalism and also increases the perceived value of your service. I once had a client. He showed up late. I think it was like 30 minutes late. You best believe at that time it was. I charge more now, but for late fee at that time it was $75. I said, you know what? Not a problem. I get it. It was hard. It was blah 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 blah. Traffic and I still need $75. I'm not gonna. I showed up on time. What, my time is not valuable? $75. He didn't complain, not one bit. He totally understood. But best believe I got the $75 extra. I'm sitting around. Okay. You need to have these terms and conditions clearly expressed, meaning written down on that PDF. Your late fee, rescheduling fee. Okay. If they reschedule within 48 hours, you just lost X amount of dollars you were expecting that you potentially could have booked somebody else. Right. If it was some big transactional deal, you might be able to sue that particular business for lost potential profits. So why in the world would you not be charging them for rescheduling at the very last minute? Now you're out of money. You're out of day of work. So you need to have these terms and conditions expressed clearly, okay, on that PDF as well with your price list, okay? Because it's what you can prove that is enforceable. All right. Not what's right, what you can prove. That's why it needs to be on that spreadsheet. And I also include my terms and conditions in the introductory email when I say, oh, hi, thank you for reaching out to me. Here's my PDF, my price list, but also here are my terms and conditions. I need this deposit, I need this, and I need that. Because if they choose to exercise their option of booking you, then they're effectively saying, I read the terms and conditions. Okay. Now, I've never had an issue with any of my terms and conditions, but I truly believe it's because I put it up front. Okay. I put it in the PDF of this price list, and putting a value on all these little mistakes that can happen. Okay. Lets them know I understand my worth. I'm a professional. You have me sitting around more than 15 minutes, I'm charging. Boom. Off top. Okay? You want to reschedule me within 72 hours? I'm getting some more money. This is just part of the game. I'm telling you that's what time it is up front. So if it happens, there is no hemming and humming and whatever. It is what it is. I'm charging you on the back end. I'm charging you up front, whatever way. I'm charging because my time is what you're paying for. You're paying for the time of my value as an artist. So I'm hoping you start doing that for yourself. Small first step is having a well thought out price list, PDF format. Okay. All right. Oh, Jesus. That was a lot. That was a lot, people. I'm gonna have to say. I'm a little winded. I got a little passionate there. Okay. Let me know if you have any last minute questions, comments, concerns, etc. Post it down below. Okay. Don't be bashful. I see a few of you watching, and I want to say thank you for watching. Okay, because believe it or not, I put work and effort and some passion into this. I want you to feel as confident as I do when it comes to approaching and dealing with clients, that you could turn your passion into profits. All right. Because I'll tell you one thing, they're not teaching you this in school. They might teach you theory, great lighting techniques, and who was a great photographer when, and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to teach you how to make some money. All right. Because, like I posted today, I just posted on my regular Facebook page, but it's true. Your follower count does not reflect how much money you make. Okay. It just doesn't. All right. Because trust me, I wish my subscriber count was 40, 400,000, 40,000, whatever it may be, but it's not. It's more like 40. What is it at? 4,300. Okay. But I could pretty much bet my bottom dollar I'm getting paid more than most people who have 10 times the amount I have. Okay? So do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. That's why I'm trying to give you this juice. Okay? So whether you have 0 subscribers, whether you have 1,000 followers on Instagram, that's not an excuse. Okay? You've heard the expression, if you build it, they will come. So therefore, if you take your brand serious, okay, marketing, do all these priceless things, do everything I've been talking about throughout Marketing Monday, you will be able to clearly get the price that you deserve, or that you feel you deserve, and that means with a profit. Okay, so let's be honest, we all want to make that profit, and right now, it's more important than ever that we chase as many endeavors as possible. You can't just be a one trick pony unless you're a phenomenal one trick pony. The only one trick ponies that work nowadays are the ones who've been one for 20, 25 years, the OOGs. But if you're right now, if you're into photography, as I said, photography alone will no longer cut it. You need to be into some video. You need to be creating content for other people. You need to do multifaceted artistic things that allow you to still be a photographer so that you have numerous sources of income. Okay. I do not have one source of income because the economy does not allow you to rely on one source of income unless you literally built the business up for yourself and you're creating an exceptional amount of money, or like I said, you've been in the game for super long and you just got it locked down like that. All right. Looks like we have a comment. Okay. Specialize or jack of all trades? Well, Andre, thank you for your comment. Quite honestly, I forgot what the full saying is. Like, it's jack of all trades, but a master at none, but a master at one is something or other. I forgot what the end of it is. Um, Specialists get paid more. I've always said that. It is true. I've noticed as I charge a particular rate for my portraits, and with my experience, I've actually become more well defined in what kind of style of genre I shoot. I do portrait photography, mainly adults and models. I of course I do weddings. I have 0 problems, and I sometimes I actually enjoy weddings, but um, yes, jack of all trades and master at none. Absolutely. But there's like the saying goes actually even longer. I forgot what it goes like. A jack of all trades, a master of none, but a master of one is a bup up up up. Google it. Feel free to check it out. There's a longer version of it. It was pretty clever, and obviously I've heard just a jack of all trades, a master of none, but um, I would have to say it's a little bit of both. Okay. So like photography might be my thing, but I'm pretty good at video too. So if a client needs video production work, I could totally do it. I have the gear, I have the knowledge. So why not? And it's really not like how can I say, jack of all trades, because photography, you can't have videography without photography. So if you're into photography, you're just learning a few new things, which is audio, motion, um, um, storytelling, through video, et cetera, et cetera. So, um, videography builds off of it. So if you learn to acquire both skills, it just allows you to increase your product line and thus potential customers. Okay, 1 month you have made more photography, then all of a sudden you pick it up the next month with some more videography. Okay, but so why leave that on the table? But if you're a photographer and then you want to be a painter, now you're being a jack of all trades and a master at none. It's like, come on, brother. Okay, but if you're a painter and then all of a sudden on the side, you may have to help people paint the interior of their homes, that's kind of complementary, right? So it's not like you're going way off on the deep end with spreading yourself out, being a jack of all trades. So that's why I said it's really important. I made that video, okay, um, that photographers should truly dabble in videography. Matter of fact, it's more important than ever right now to understand and also to pull off video projects. Okay, start small. Here's Andre with another comment. Jack of all trades, a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Oh, see, so that's why I said a little bit of both. Okay, thank you, Andre, for that. I really appreciate it. That's why I said if you're a photographer, you should seriously consider understanding videography. It's a lot of money in videography, a lot of money in photography. Imagine if you could do both. There you go. Okay. Because trust me, just because you got a paycheck today doesn't mean it's guaranteed tomorrow. And that next thing tomorrow might be the video gig that you can't do. There was a couple years ago, I said no to so many videography gigs, but that like the next year I was like, why am I saying no to all these video gigs? And I started looking at my gear. I was like, I have the gear. I said, what I didn't have was the confidence. And I said, screw that. I got the confidence. I make nice looking YouTube videos. I could totally pull this off. And then I just started offering it. And guess what? I started getting paid for it. And half the time it's with the same camera that I would have been using for still photography. So that's what I mean by a little bit of both, Andre, if that makes a little bit of sense, right? Okay. One way you could supplement is teaming up with somebody. If you know somebody that's really good at videography and you guys work well together, then team up with them and then get a little finder fee off. Take 15% off the top of their price, right? Of their rate. And then you work together and book the gigs. I've done that plenty of times. Matter of fact, I would prefer that because I don't want to do it all. That's when you start spreading yourself too thin in different areas. Then yes, now you're becoming a jack of all trades, right? Like I said, if you're a painter and someone asks you to paint the interior, it might not be your absolute passion, but you're gonna get a solid paycheck. You know what? It's not really killing you. You get the idea of painting, so go ahead. But if they're asking you to do electrician work or some carpentry because they saw you're good with some hammer and some nails, well, clearly you're doing the wrong thing. Okay, you spread yourself too thin, jack of all trades. Okay, let a carpenter be a carpenter. That's why I like hire, union plumbers. Okay, that's what they do. They're good at it. That's what they do. That's why they charge what they charge to. Okay. So thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your input, everyone. I really do. So, before I get going, okay, whoops, I want to make sure that you go ahead, smash that that subscribe button, please. It helps me out, okay? And you know what? And the price today, it's free 99, okay? So hopefully you got that. If you don't, it's probably because you went and bought that Powerball ticket, right? And I don't blame you. I bought a few myself. Go ahead and follow me on social media, Robert Silver Photography, on Facebook, Instagram. Go ahead, follow me there, please. On Twitch, okay, TikTok, all that good stuff, Robert Silver Photography. And, on Twitter, Robert Silver Photog. Okay, make sure you go ahead and do that. Remember, I have my upcoming workshops. I got my studio lighting for portraits. Okay, go to my website, Robert Silver Photography, for more information. Only 2 spaces left. And my online workshop, Editing Portraits with Adobe Lightroom Classic CC, is coming up. That's December 10th. Okay, don't you worry about that. I got plenty of space for that. But for my portrait photography one, there's only 2 spaces left. Okay, December 30th. It'll be at my studio in Berkeley, California. All right. Next week, we're going to go over this one. I've been really anticipating. It will be about going over the analytics, understanding the analytics for Instagram. Okay. Until next time. Oh, I have a quick comment. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that quick strike. Thank you. Until next time, I'm Robert Silver. Keep shooting. Stay creative. Thank you for watching.